Hi, this is Goggett, and tonight what I'm going to be making is I'm going to be making some vegetable beef noodle soup my way. When it comes to a beef noodle soup or any kind of soup, there's 1,000 different ways to do it. And this is the way I'm going to show you the way I do it, and this way is the way I like it. And so I'll go ahead and show you the ingredients, what you're going to need to make this. First off, what you're going to need, of course, you're going to need the mixed vegetables. What I have is just some frozen mixed vegetables here, and this is what I'm going to be using. What I'm going to be using also is some spaghetti sauce. Now, it sounds kind of funny, but this stuff works, believe me. If you don't have spaghetti sauce to make this, you can also substitute V8 juice, tomato juice, just whatever you have on hand. I like this Sockaroonie, Newman's own Sockaroonie sauce, because I've been using this on everything, and I like the flavor of it. Gonna need some beef broth. And what I've got like 32 ounces of beef broth. I need some salt, some pepper. I'm using some basil leaves, some parsley, oregano leaves, and a bay leaf. And I also have some beef bouillon granules. What I'm going to add a little bit to it for a little bit more beefy flavor. And I also have some diced onions and bell pepper, what I've diced up here. The noodles, what I'm going to be using is some shells. This is about a half a bag, that'd be enough for the soup. And I just got the small, like, little macaroni shells. You can use any type you want. If you want the long noodles, egg noodles, rotini, or whatever noodles you like, put them in. It's going to work. And I've also got some mushrooms. Oh, and something else what I've got is I've went ahead and I'm going to use some ground beef today. And what I did is went ahead and browned up some ground beef, and I put some onion and bell pepper in the ground beef. And that's what I'm going to use today for the soup. You can use steak. You can cut up steak in little pieces and put it in, or big pieces, however you like. You can use stew meat. If you do this, then what I do is I put them in a pan with oil, heat the oil up, and then I go ahead and dredge them in flour and cook the meat up like that. Usually I cook it in the same pot what I'm going to make the soup in, because the flour and stuff will add flavor to it whenever you pour the beef broth and the spaghetti sauce in. So I'll go ahead and get started and show you how all this comes together. What I've got is I've got my pot here, and I'll show you how to put this stuff together here. Going to go ahead and add the pasta sauce to it. You can use any kind you like. It don't matter. I just happen to like this. We're just going to go ahead and put this in there. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. On the ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and add some diced tomatoes to it also. I forgot to tell you about that. Find me a spoon here. Going to go ahead and add our beef broth to it. And if you don't have beef broth, you go ahead and add water. Water will work also. And this is going to be the base for our soup here. Just go ahead and pour that in there. Just like that. You're going to give it a little mix here. It's going to make a real good tasting broth here. Starting to smell good already. Now I've got this kicked up to high, and then we're going to lower the heat on it. Going to go ahead and add my diced tomatoes to it. Give it a stir, and if it seems to be like it's getting too thick, you can always add more, add a little water to it. I'm going to add a little salt, a little black pepper, little parsley, some oregano leaves, some basil. This is basil leaves. Give that a little stir there. I'm going to go ahead and add my ground beef to it also. This was ground beef with onions and bell peppers. If you don't like the onions or bell peppers, then don't put them in there. You can use just regular ground beef. It's however you like it. This is just the way I like to make my soup. Give it a little bit of stir here. Going to go ahead and add my onions, the rest of my onions and bell peppers to it. And my mushrooms. I'm using fresh mushrooms. If I was using the canned mushrooms, I'd add them a little bit later. I wouldn't add them right now. But what this is going to do is it's going to add flavor to this soup. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of this beef bouillon granules to give it just a little bit more beefy flavor. Going to mix that in. Like I say, I kick this up to a high. When this comes to a boil, what I'm going to do after it comes up to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and reduce the heat to like a simmer. I'm going to let this simmer for right around an hour. And I'm going to go ahead and add the pasta to it, the noodles and pasta to it, about 15 minutes before I serve it. And I'll go ahead and have a second part on that, and I'll explain more on that whenever I get that done. Whenever I get my pasta done, I'll explain a little bit on that. This is beginning to smell good already. And if you want to, you can add garlic or whatever you like to it. But we're going to get this up to a boil, then reduce the heat on it. And if you don't like mushrooms, you don't have to add them. Like I say, this is the way I make it. You might want to make it a different way and add whatever you like. That's perfectly fine. This is just the way I like to make it. Okay, that's coming to like a boil right now. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the heat to a simmer. We're going to put a lid on it and just let it, we're just going to put a lid on it and let it cook for an hour. Within that hour's time, like I say, I'm going to go ahead and make the pasta, and I'll add it to the soup, and I'll get more into that in the second part. But this is the first part. This is kind of like making the base for the soup. Hope you like the video. Hope you'll try this. It's really good. Leave a comment whether you like the video, whether you don't. I have the second part coming up. I'll probably have this in 3 parts. The second part will be adding the pasta, and I'll show you how to do that, and the mixed vegetables to it. Then the third part will be the finished product, and I'll show you how it come out. And if you need to, like I say, if it gets too thick, you can always add water to it. It'll thin it out. Appreciate you watching the video. Hope you'll leave a comment. Appreciate all comments. And I'll have the second part coming up, and y'all take care.